Hello everybody. Today I wanted to do something a little different where I ranked every single one of the modular style buildings in my city. I think it'll be pretty fun, so let's get started. So I do want to mention before I start that there's a couple I'm missing, and that is the cafe corner, the Market Street, if you consider that modular, and the Green Grocer. And I also added to the list a Marvel building, the Ghostbusters building, a couple Bricklink sets, including Brick Cross, and the Kwik-E-Mart. So those are my additions and subtractions. Also, one corner build, alternate build. So with that said, let's get started. So I think we gotta start, unfortunately, with my least favorite set and move on to my favorite set. So my least favorite is actually split up, and that is the Bookshop and this townhouse. I don't love this. I gotta say, I don't love it. I know it's kind of on the main street, but that's because there's not many that's split in half. And I think it's just a building that if you don't have it, doesn't matter. If you do have it, great, it's a filler. Looks fine. This looks a little better. It's so short and the colors kind of stand out. It does look nice, sort of, but it's never really done it for me. So with that said, last place, and that is going to be number 25. So number 24 may surprise some people, but it is the Jazz Club. Yes, it's a newer building, but it's really not my favorite. Since I've seen it, I like the pizzeria. It's a little small for me. It's a little set back. See the wall. But this just doesn't do it for me. The red isn't my favorite. The sign is okay, but even the blue down here, it doesn't remind me of all the other modular buildings. It kind of does, but it's just the red, and I don't know. I don't love it. It's not bad. I like the greenhouse on top, but I do like the pizzeria. So number 23 is actually a skyscraper, and that is the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle is another one that, similar to the Bookshop, well, I guess it doesn't, but it's kind of just there. It's super tall, and people love to look at it when they come in, but it doesn't have much personality. I think that's why I don't love it. It's kind of just a big gray box with a lot of glass on it. I guess I do like the red fire escape. I took off the sign up top because it just brought even more attention than I didn't think it needed. And it says enough for itself when you walk in and just see nice pretty buildings and then a big gray building. So it looks okay, I guess. I don't hate it, but I think it's nice to have in a city, but I don't think it's a vocal point of my city. So number 22 is another new set. I guess it kind of shows a pattern of, I like the older ones, but this is the X-Men Mansion, and I love this set. I gotta say, it's gorgeous, and on its own, it's perfect. The only problem for me, just like every other person, is three things. Well, I guess sort of four. Is how deep it is back, how big the yard is, that's kind of a problem, I guess, how tall it is, and the price. So you can see it goes pretty far back, and it doesn't even come up to here. Oops. But it's not very tall. I mean, it's extremely deep. And for the price that it's at, I think it's gorgeous, but for what it is, I don't think, it's just not my favorite. So that is why it comes in at number 22. So number 21 is going to be the only alternate build on this list, and that is the alternate build of the police station. I forget the name, honestly, but this one, it's nice. I do like it. For an alternate build, they definitely focused on this building because this one is really pretty. It's really detailed, and some of the part usages on these rubricables are insane. But because they're working with the parts they had, definitely some shortfalls, not the best structural integrity, parts I don't love, and then I really do not like this big green building. It's just not it for me. This part is pretty though, I gotta say. I do like it, but for that reason, it'll come in at number 21. So another one that isn't officially modular, which if it wasn't about how it's in my city, this would be so much higher, because this is probably, and I know a lot of people don't love it, but it's just such an amazing fun set. It looks okay in a city. I think it actually, I'm really, really happy with where it is right now. It's hard to put in a city, that's for sure, but it is really, really good looking. I mean, some people don't love the yellow and orange, but I mean, some other buildings in my city are different colors, so I think it looks nice. The interior is super detailed. It's low, which isn't great, but it's also wide, so it's a good space filler if you don't want to, like here, if I had a big building right here, when you stand right there, you kind of can't see the Central Park, and that was the hope. So when you sort of come over here, the buildings aren't too tall, which is why the taller ones are over there. So that's why I like this one. It's a good filler, but for that reason, for how it ties into a city, that's why I'm going to rank it at number 20. So number 19 is a unique one, and that is the diner. So the diner is a gorgeous set. I mean, I have no regret. Oh, I do want to add that I have no regret picking any of these up at all. Just want to add that. But I do not regret picking the diner up because it's so unique. Similar to the Kwik-E-Mart, it's harder to put into a city for a couple reasons. First of all, the style is so different. I mean, a 50s building right next to some of these other ones doesn't look amazing. It looks okay. It's some better than others, but I think the biggest problem I've had is it's not a corner. It's also not a straight. Well, it is a straight, but it gets hard because you see the side of the buildings, which I don't love. So I kind of engineer it to be my own. So the idea is that, and I haven't done this plan yet, I'd need another modular, but this building will come down here, and then there's gonna be some area back here. This will be all tiled in, almost like it's its own corner in the back. Go back here, and then you just turn around, and then when you come to the end of this sidewalk, you can just go to the train station. So I used it as a corner because I thought it looks nice as a corner. I actually do like this side. It looks pretty nice, and yeah. So I actually barely have to move my camera for this one. So the next one coming in at 18 is the Townhouse Pet Shop and Cafe. Here's the first part, and here is the second part. So I would say I don't like the pet shop as much. I feel like it's a great idea, pet shop. It just wasn't too well executed. I don't love the roof up here. I think it's okay on the bottom. I like the sign. The pink flowers look nice, but I just don't exactly love the blue. It has a lot of brown and tan, which I don't think go with the blue. But that said, it does come with a townhouse, which I love this townhouse. It reminds me so much of a New York building because of the bay window on the right, spanning 2 stories, how you have to go up the steps to the door, and the little tiny, tiny, tiny green space in the front. It is a really good looking townhouse. The colors could be a little better, but I don't mind it. So yeah. So next up is number 17, which is the Grand Emporium. And I do like this one. It is really, we're starting to get into the ones that I like them all. It's hard to rank. But the Grand Emporium, it's really nice. I don't exactly love the sign on the front. It's a full building. I love the green, and the tan looks good. I don't know, there's just something about it that it just kind of has always felt there to me. It's extremely tall as well. It just kind of felt like it's just been there. So that's my reason for that one. I do like it, but yeah. So next is number 16, which is the corner garage. And I do like this one. Again, these are the ones that it's getting hard for me, but I do it does feel a little small. It feels a little tight back here because they have to have the room for the car to come in. I do like that it comes with a vehicle, a nice vehicle. I don't like the diner's vehicle. This vehicle is nice looking. I like it, but I just don't love how small it is. I do like the angle. It looks good. I don't love how I keep my tiling the same. I don't change it, but I don't like how, I mean, I get it, but how this is light gray and my roads are dark gray. It just hasn't ever made sense to me, but yeah. So number 15 is the Palace Cinema, and this is a set that this is definitely not a filler because it brings so much. It's so vibrant, and it brings so much energy. When I look at it, I get so happy just thinking about it because I can just think about all the red carpet premieres that happen on it. I love the movie posters, their little jokes, the doors, the huge front sign. It's always been so gorgeous. It reminds me of the building in Hollywood, obviously, as it's meant to. The colors, it is really a beautiful set. I do feel like it has so much presence. When you look back here, you see this thing sticking up. That's okay. It's always been a little distracting for me. Also, I know it's just an addition. It comes with the vehicle, but this limo is awful. I'm sorry. It's awful. But that doesn't matter. But I do love this set. It's very demanding. When you walk in, it's one of the first things you see because of that bright sign and this. So yeah. All right. So 14 is the Ghostbusters HQ. Another gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous set. I mean, when I first got this, I didn't exactly know how much I love it because it is, again, just a big red and gray box. But it has so much detail on it. I mean, all along the sides of the windows here, the brick, there's so much detail in it. The inside is amazing. The front garage door area is really cool looking as well. It's like a piece of history almost. You can think of that set has been there for a very long time. When I step back, it is, again, very demanding from the eye, and I think that's because of just how big it is. And this set, for some reason, has such a special place in my heart. Sorry about that. But one thing that I didn't mention, and what kind of throws it a little lower on the list, is the back. And it is just so ugly. I hate to say it, just awful looking. But other than that, that can be fixed. It's up against the side. Doesn't really matter, but that's one thing. So next is the Sanctum Sanctorum. And this is another it's like a work of art almost. It's so detailed. And I know a lot of people say they don't love the alley. They want like a more expanded building, but I like it because, especially right now, and I know I haven't filled this in, but it's like an alley going up. All the buildings have it. I made it on this one. This one already comes with it, and this one has one. So it feels like some old mansion, sort of. I think it feels like a mansion to me, but it's just another gorgeous piece, and yeah, I love it. So next up is the museum, and these are all just moving into the buildings that there's no way you couldn't like them all. I mean, pretty much all the modulars, just amazing. But another gorgeous one. It's a lot of olive green, which a lot of people don't love, but I do. And I love the front white columns. The tree is amazing. I love this fence design. The double doors, the sign, the huge windows up top, the dome. It's just a work of art. There's not even much to say. All the statues, the flowers, it's just such an amazing piece. So next up is the Boutique Hotel. Another amazing set by Lego. I mean, right here, you just walk in, and that's another pinnacle that you look at right here. This spire coming out on an angle, I love it. This angle, again, amazing. The patio up here, the one thing I would add is that it's hard to put up against another building. You have that gap, and you can see the wall, but that's fine. That is the only reason that this is maybe a little bit lower, but it is gorgeous. I mean, it's a hotel. Everyone needs one. I used to have it when I had modulars up on the ocean. It was an oceanfront hotel, but it's just such an amazing set. So next we are moving into some of the sets along this line, which is probably the line of all my favorites, as you'll see. But The detective's office, another great one. 2 buildings. I love the Ace Brickman, the pool sign, the pool hall below. The story with it is just amazing as well. The barber shop on the side looks good. I've always been weird about the middle, the brown. It just never seemed right to me, but I don't really mind it. It looks good. I love the little alleyway through. It looks so cool when you peer in there. Of course, the minifigure has fallen over since, but it's another gorgeous set. The red and white. Every set needs the barber shop with the, I don't know what you call that thing on the front. Every set needs one. Every city. So, looks pretty good. So, number 9. Now we're moving into the single digits. So, this one, it's got to be the Tudor Corner. A new one. Probably expected to be a little higher, but again, I love this one. It just doesn't stack up to some of the others. The Haberdashery, I think that's how you say it, just isn't my favorite. I love the building on the left, but obviously the angle, the brick, the Tudor part on the top, which I didn't expect to love, but I did. All the outdoor seating, there's so much green and pink and blue, I love it. And Haberdashery is just, it's okay, it's just there, another filler. Reminds me of the Bookshop, actually. And then I wouldn't say I love, but the staircase on the side is nice with the balcony. That's why I have to put something in the middle, though. Really can't go up against any other modular sides. The big clock. Oh, it is a gorgeous set. I love it. Highly recommend. But yeah. So number 8 goes to the famous Brick Cross. Another gorgeous set. Bricklink designer program. Picked it up just recently. Only, what was it, 10,000 ever made. Gorgeous. The front is amazing. The left, I love the cafe on the left. The news brick is nice too, surprisingly. The roof, although it was very hard to construct, it is nice looking, I admit it. The back side, let's see if I can get a little view of it. It looks good. I don't love some of the color choices. You see I've done a whole review on it, but I intend to change some things about it when I make my Bricklink order, but don't worry, I'll be making one soon, and it's going to be a big one, probably the biggest ever. But yeah, that's why it comes in at number 8. So number 7, you probably expected this one to probably be number 1, but I love this set. Assembly Square is amazing. It's the only set that has a real square inside of it. It's like 3 buildings all in one, and they're all just so beautiful. I love the spiral. It actually reminds me of the boutique hotel a little bit. But you got the bakery down below, the dentist. I think it's photographers up top, a flower shop down below, the cafe, and then it's, I think, a music store, and the fountain in the middle. It is just such a lovely set. You even have a nice path cutting through to the back. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, I think it's weird that they have a little outdoor kitchen up top. That's always seemed really weird to me. But other than that, there's really nothing that's bad about this set. It's just, I love these all. So, yeah. So, number 6 is the construction site. Another Bricklink designer program set. Again, just so unique. Nothing like it. Everything here is old and constructed, but still making these skyscrapers. It is just a gorgeous set. It's under construction. There's not really too much to say about it. There is, even though it's under construction, so much detail. And I love how the looks of like pieces of glass missing. You could slowly see that it's like almost done here, and it's barely even started up here. It just shows like a level of completion that I love. And then obviously the crane is amazing. All the yellow. It's when you walk in, I think the 4 things I notice, or 5 I would say actually, is Palace Cinema, Town Hall, then these guys right here, and the boutique hotel. But wow. Number 5 is something that every single city needs, and that is bank. It looks like every bank that I'd ever imagined. It's just such a beautiful set. The green, sand green, and the white, and the gray down here with the double doors, all the detail around. I mean, it's just such an amazing set. I don't love this side of it. It just always seemed like, why is it there? I've also always wondered what this is. I've never understood, but It also has such an amazing story, which I love. And the skylight on top, it's quite amazing to look at. It looks like a bank, and every city needs a bank. Look, it even has a bank transport showing up. Number 4 is the Parisian restaurant. Another one that it's really hard to put into a city because of the left patio, but that's what just makes it. I mean, I love the chimney on the side, all the detail on the roof with the croissants and the seashells, and the seating area out front and the ivory. It's amazing. The red carpet in the front, the awning, it's quite a beautiful set and nothing bad to say about it. So now it is my top 3. So for number 3, I have the Fire Brigade. Another gorgeous set. I mean, everything about it is just, it's perfect. It's so substantial looking. The only thing I would say I don't like about it is the fire truck, which is why I put a city one in there, but that doesn't matter. But it's such a good looking set. It has a similar style from here to the Ghostbusters, except the opposite way. It's very detailed. The American flag, I love it. The numbers on top, 1932. And the bell, it's just such a gorgeous set. It only has room for one fire truck, which is kind of weird, but nonetheless, it looks just nothing short of amazing. And yeah, that's why it's going to be number 3. Now, number 2, surprisingly, I always tend to lean towards some of the older buildings, but number 2 is going to be a very new one, and that is the police station. It's just, there's something about it that it screams supreme. With the donut store on the left, with that nice purplish color, and then the newsstand on the right, and the sand green connected to the police station, and the soap and stud sign, which connects to the bank. Then obviously the center building, the steps going up front, the double doors, the police, the blue, and then the ivy growing up the sides. It's honestly a perfect set. I mean, it's so detailed everywhere you look. There's lights and awnings. It's gorgeous. I mean, everything just from the little AC unit. It's just such an amazing set, and that's why I ranked it at number 2. And number 1, I'm sure you guessed it, it's pretty easy. It is the town hall. I mean, every single city needs a town hall. It is the front and center piece of when you walk into my city. It's what you always see. The big 4 white columns, the city's emblem, the croissants, the 2 double front doors, the steps up, the mayor out on his balcony off of his office, the flower beds, the 1891 logo on the front, the big clock, the bell, the skylights. I mean, it even has an elevator. It's just such a perfect set. I mean, something really to say about it. It's so tall and it just commands the room. It's really just amazing. So there we go. That's all my, 25 modular buildings, all ranked. But at the end of the day, I sit here and I say, I just love every single one of them. And this rating definitely isn't perfect. There's probably a couple I'd switch around, but that's fine. It'll change over time. Some sets will grow on me. I didn't love certain sets when I first got them. I mean, when I first looked at it, I absolutely hated this set right here. And I didn't even want to get it. But now that I have it, I'm so beyond happy with it. So they're all amazing. It's hard to rank them, definitely, because they all hold a special place in my heart for different reasons. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, you're going to disagree, and maybe you'll agree a little bit. So if you agree, if you disagree, please comment down below. It's been a long video, but remember to subscribe. So yeah, have a great day. Bye-bye.